Right now, family, fellow law enforcement officers, and members of the public are all coming together, paying respects to an Elwood officer who was killed over the weekend in the line of duty.
Yeah, people from Elwood to Fishers are all honoring the life of Officer Noah Shahnavaz tonight. Our Lauren Kostick is in Elwood, where there are a couple of ways to remember the fallen officer.
Also tonight with our team coverage, we have Rachel Krause. She's live at I-Town Church, that's in Fishers, and that's where the visitation is happening right now and runs through 7 o'clock tonight. Rachel?
Yeah, I'm live outside of I-Town Church in Fishers, where law enforcement officers from around the state and right here in central Indiana have been pouring in throughout the afternoon here to pay their respects and say goodbye to Elwood police officer Noah Shahnavaz. That visitation here at I-Town Church began at 2 o'clock this afternoon, lasting until 7, giving the public a chance to pay their respects. Officers inside taking watch over Shahnavaz's casket, looking over the fallen officer and presenting a folded flag to Shahnavaz's family. Officer Shahnavaz's death has shaken many in law enforcement and here in central Indiana. He'd only been serving Elwood police for just 11 months at the time he was killed, shot during a traffic stop Sunday morning. He was just 24 years old. Elwood's police chief this afternoon calling Officer Shahnavaz a good officer and a good man. Gone too soon.
Officer Noah Jacob Shahnavaz courageously stood his post, representing what is best in society, going into places that the average person fears to tread, seeing things no one wants to see. By simply putting on his uniform and going to work every day, Noah made this country a better place to live.
We spoke with law enforcement officers from around the state who wanted to come out here today to be here and pay their respects to Officer Shahnavaz and to his family. They say losing a law enforcement officer quite like this, it's heartbreaking, a shock you never truly get over. Now, again, that visitation service inside of I-Town Church in Fishers will last until 7 o'clock this evening so that the public can pay their respects to Shahnavaz and his family. And tomorrow morning, the funeral service for Officer Shahnavaz will be held here at I-Town Church. That service will start at 11 a.m. and immediately following the service, a processional will be held for Officer Shahnavaz starting at I-Town Church, making a stop in Elwood and continuing on to Crown Hill Cemetery, where he will be laid to rest. We'll be following that service for you live starting at 11 a.m. tomorrow on WTHR.
All right, thanks so much, Rachel. So a little bit more about that. First of all, you do want to watch that stream because it's anticipated there's going to be more people interested in attending than there are seats. Then after that funeral, that's at 11 o'clock in the morning, keep in mind there could be a lot of backups around the northern part of the city and on the way to the funeral home or to the cemetery. That's because there is a procession that is a little more than 70 miles long, as the police will escort the officer's body from Fishers to Elwood and then to Crown Hill Cemetery. Also, you are encouraged to line that route any place that it's safe. We have the route posted for you online. They do say that a good spot for you to line up is along Campus Parkway. That's in Noblesville, north of the I-Town Church and near I-69.
And right now, the city of Elwood is preparing for tomorrow's procession. You know, so many people plan to be there in person to honor Officer Noah Shahnavaz. But for those who cannot make it in person, there is another way you can show your support. Our Lauren Kostick shares how.
Well, the memorial for Officer Noah Shahnavaz keeps growing. Flags, flowers, so much you can barely see the car. And now you can even leave a message for the fallen hero and his family.
With a pen and some paper, many are showing their support, paying respect to a beloved officer who gave so much to his small community.
From what I hear from everybody, that he was one heck of a man, so they're going to miss him here in this town.
Pages and pages full of names, many who never met him, but know the sacrifice he made.
It just kind of is what the people here are about.
And for the city of Elwood, Officer Shahnavaz was considered family. It's why Hay Funeral Homes set out these register books for those who can't make it to his service.
We just felt that this is the least we can do is give people here in this community an opportunity to sign his register book and just pay tribute to Noah.
A tribute that's received hundreds of messages.
We ordered extra pages for these books and they were filling them up.
a sign of how much Officer Shahnavaz meant to those he served. And as the city prepares for his procession, the Patriot Guard is honoring him too, putting up 500 flags around town.
With Noah being a line of duty death, we can never give him the thanks that he deserves or the honor to be shown.
And these books will be out here till Saturday afternoon, including the one here at the city building and also at Dunahee Funeral Home. After that, they will be given to the family.
Such a special memento for the family. You know, there is another way to honor Officer Shahnavaz in Elwood right now. The high school is holding the Officer Noah Shahnavaz Football in the Community Day. Got started at 5 o'clock just a couple of minutes ago at the high school football stadium. It goes until 6:45 tonight. The high school inter-squad team will scrimmage at 7, and they will be accepting donations at that event.